lanes are awesome. Good morning everyone, Car Biker here again. On my way into the orifice. So, I thought for a bit of fun, while en route, I would have a try at something that for me is going to be quite difficult. It's Mr. B's Awesome Challenge! Awesome! If you haven't been watching Mr. B's Brain Dump channel, Mr. and Mrs. B's Brain Dump channel, then why not? Get over there and have a look. But if you've not been watching it, you won't have known about the Awesome Challenge. And basically the challenge is to vlog constantly for 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes. Now I thought that was the challenge at first, I thought that was easy. And my problem is always staying within 10 minutes and editing it down to 10 minutes if I go over. But no, you have to vlog for 10 minutes and everything you say has to have a positive spin on it. Now that's the tricky bit, being positive for a whole 10 minutes. So, I'm going to give it a try. I have a clock on my bike. I'm just waiting for it to clock over to the next minute. And then I shall try to talk for 10 minutes without deviation, repetition or hesitation for 10 whole minutes. Oh, it clocked over. Close enough. I'll just go on a bit longer than I need to. So, 10 minutes of awesome positivity starting now. Hello everybody, Car Biker here. I'm on my way into the office, which is awesome. I have to say awesome a lot. I love saying awesome, it just makes you happy. But I'm on the way into the office. It's awesome because I'm enjoying myself. I'm riding my bike to the office. And any time that you get to go out and ride your bike is awesome. And it's particularly awesome today because this weekend it's been raining all weekend and we've had people over visiting, which was brilliant because we got to meet some, well, not meet some people, but see some people we haven't seen for quite a while, which was great. So you always get the chance to catch up, don't you, when you meet somebody you haven't seen for a while, and it was all brilliant and awesome. And because of the rain I didn't get to ride my bike over the weekend, which was great because I got so much other stuff done. Some people will know I run a website as well as doing vlogging, and vlogging's been taking up quite a lot of my time, so having that spare time left to write an article for my website and get a new article published, let everybody know I'm still there, was awesome. So that was good. So yeah, so today off to the office, some more interviews. I've been interviewing for a couple of weeks now, spending quite a lot of time interviewing, which is brilliant because we get to meet so many interesting people and everybody's different. So all these interviews I've been spending 2 hours with each interviewee, chatting about their CVs, going through all the awesome things that they've done in the past, which was great because I got to learn about some things that I hadn't known about before, things that they've done that I haven't, and got to talk about all the companies they've worked for, which was great because in a lot of cases it shows you that the company you're working for is brilliant and great fun to work for. And while I've been talking to those people and interviewing them, some of them have been really enthusiastic people, which is awesome because you want those around. Some have been more introverted and calm and quiet, which is great because you can't have everybody being an extrovert. That wouldn't be awesome. So it's awesome to have that great mix of people. We've had mainly men come for the interviewing, but we've had a woman as well, which is great because there aren't that many women in IT generally, and development. It's rare that you see a lot of women about, particularly where I live. So that was awesome. That it's good to see that the fairer sex, as they say, was coming to our interviews too. So yeah, really enjoyed meeting all those people. And then to add extra awesome to the awesome, last week we had 2 second interviews, and out of those 2, one of them we've offered a job, which was great because it's taken us a long time to find somebody. We want 2 people and now we've found 50% of our requirement. Awesome! To make it even better, we've sent him out an offer of employment, and he's emailed back to say that he would love to come and work for us, and he really enjoyed the interview, which is great because we got quite a tough interview for him where he had to actually sit and do work, and he had to do some consultancy on a real problem that we're about to develop some software for, and he came up with a good solution to the problem, which is great because that's the kind of person you need. And then he sat down with a team and he developed a piece of software just to show that he could, and to work with a team and see how they got on, and everybody liked him and he seemed to like everybody, which is awesome. Can see that counter going up in the corner now in my mind's eye of how many times I've said awesome. It's definitely well into double digits by now, which is awesome. Awesome. So yeah, so today we've got 2 more interviews. And those 2 guys are coming in. One's from the local area, one's from a little bit further away, which is awesome because you don't want everybody from the same place, do you? But then again, if we decide to employ the guy who's local, then he won't have far to come to work, which is awesome. So that's good. One of them is a fan of motorsport, which is great because on the team already, 2/3 of the team already are fans of motorsport and track days and things like that. So that's awesome. We'll all have something to talk about. And I get to ask all the questions, all the technical questions that I normally ask on the interview, which is awesome. One thing that's a little bit different today, usually there's 2 of us doing the interviews. So my boss, who's the head of IT, he usually is involved in the interviews. He'll ask the non-techie questions, and then I'm the head of software development, so I'll ask the technical questions. But today my boss, he's been called away to talk about something with a potential supplier or an existing supplier, I'm not sure which, but that's pretty cool because you want to be having a good relationship with your suppliers, otherwise you don't want them to be on bad terms with you. You won't get the best deals, and we're on good terms, so that's awesome. We get the best deals and the best support. So that means that I'm doing the interview by myself today, which is cool because I've not interviewed by myself before, so I'm learning something new. And you've always got to be progressing, a little bit out of my comfort zone, which is great because if you're always within your comfort zone, you're never improving. So everything about today is awesome. And of course I'm riding there on my bike. Now, just to make it doubly good, the interview wasn't right at the beginning of the day, and I get much more work done from home than I do when I'm in the office. So I started a little bit early, getting a bit of work done before I set out, and now I'm riding to the office. It's actually after 9 o'clock. So not only am I riding for pleasure and for transport, but I'm getting paid for it too. Awesome! Isn't that cool? Isn't that the best thing ever, getting paid for riding? Woohoo! Now you see, it's a lovely sunny day, beautiful sunny day. It doesn't get better than this, does it? Especially not in winter. So I love it when it's sunny. It's awesome. And extra awesome, the ground, if you look, it's wet, and there's quite a bit of diesel around. Now some people would see that as a negative thing, but no, it's awesome. If you only ride around in the dry all the time in summer, well, for one thing, you're only riding for half the year, and I'm riding all year round, which is awesome. But on top of that, if you're only riding in the summer and suddenly it rains on you and it's diesely, you've not really had that experience of that, have you? So you probably have seen rain and diesel before, but you're not doing it all the time. So you might not be used to it, and you might fall off, and you don't want that. So I see this as an absolute awesome benefit. I'm riding on greasy, wet roads. I'm improving my bike skills, and that's awesome. It also means that since I got the bike, which was only a few months ago, I've already done 3,000 miles, and if I only rode in summer, well, I'd have done none. My bike would have just sat in the garage, lovely and dry, and probably rusting anyway because of the water in the fuel tank, all that kind of stuff. So it's awesome that I'm getting out to ride it pretty much every day, and I'm burning off the fuel, so the water that's in the fuel isn't having the chance to rust away at the inside of my tank. That's awesome. How awesome is that? I've been talking for 7 minutes now entirely positively. I just feel great. It just, when you're positive, I've got a big smile on my face now. When you're positive and you're happy inside yourself, even when you're not with other people, it just makes you happier and happier and happier, which is awesome. Don't know if you can tell, but my windscreen, is it windscreen or a fly screen? Either way, what an awesome name. is rattling again at 30 miles an hour. I tightened it up the other day, and it's loosened itself off again. It's rattling again, which is awesome because I know it's there. Yeah, when it was quiet, I wasn't really sure. Look how awesome that lorry is, how wide it is. You know, I managed to see that coming and I moved to the left, otherwise I could have been decapitated. So avoiding decapitation, that should be something we do every day, because it's awesome. I mean, the alternative isn't awesome, but avoiding it is. Anyway, back to the rattly screen. The great benefit of the rattly screen, and the fact that it's held together with these plastic bolts that keep coming undone, means it's actually awesome, because the rattling lets you know that it's coming undone. It doesn't just suddenly fall off and you haven't noticed. But it's also meant that I've been on the internet and found myself some bolts and washers that are made of anodised aluminium. That's the bolts, of course, which is pretty awesome. And some little self-adhesive rubber washers to lift the screen off a little bit to try and stop a bit of the rattling. So they sound pretty awesome. The way that they're self-adhesive, they should stick by themselves and make it easier to put the bolts in and fiddle about with the washers. So that's pretty awesome, isn't it? So I'm going to change those. And the extra awesome thing about them is, rather than being screwdriver based, and the screwdrivers we know are really good at mangling up bolts or nuts or screws, that's what they're called, screwdrivers, because they drive screws. Awesome. Well, these ones that I've bought, they're hex bolts, or not hex bolts, sorry, they're Allen key bolts with a hexagonal shape, which is pretty awesome. One of the best shapes there is. It fits together in so many ways, so that's pretty awesome. So I can get them on with my Allen keys, and I've got a set of Allen keys. I bought them from Aldi, quite cheap but really good quality, it seems. The same ones I used to take my fairings off the other day when I was doing my checks, and so I get to use them again, which is awesome. And they were awesome because they only cost a few quid, which is awesome because they were cheap, and cheap is always great when you're from Yorkshire. Hey, awesome. So yeah, so when I get back, maybe today, maybe another day, who cares, whichever day is the most awesome, I'm going to get my Allen keys out, get my bolts out. They're in a little bag sat on my shelf in the entrance to my house, in the hallway, under my little awesome shelf just above the radiator, deflecting that heat from the radiator back into the room and making everything lovely and warm. Awesome. Bit of almost an emergency stop then, not paying quite enough attention to the changing colour of the lights, which is awesome. I've got to check that my brakes are still working properly, and I also got to do not quite an emergency stop, but a good strong stop in the wet, and I didn't slide, and I've not got ABS, so that's pretty awesome. I didn't lock up any wheels or anything, so that's pretty awesome. Always testing things, making sure everything on the bike's working properly is cool, and it's a good idea. And off we go again. And look, this Mercedes is trying to race me. That's pretty awesome. Let's make it awesome for him too, because he obviously enjoys racing, so let's give him one. Awesome. Oh, it's 9:21. That's more than 10 minutes after I started recording this video. That means I've actually been, I think, positive for a whole 10 minutes, as per Mr. B's challenge. Awesome. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been awesome. Ride safe, you want to. It's awesome. And I'll talk to you all again soon, which might not be so good.